Hey, what's up guys? Nairview here with Sightstone, and today I'm going to do a very quick video on things I wish I knew for WildStar, the new MMO by Carbine Studios. And the reason I want to do this now is just because the open beta is right around the corner and the game's official release is in about a month. So I thought now would be a good time to go through some the things I wish I knew for WildStar, and I'm just going to run down a list. It's going to be very quick. I'm not going to get into a lot of details, but if there's anything that I miss that you guys want to point out, please leave a comment below, and if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to go over here is just some important levels, because I see a lot of people asking when you get certain things, so I just wanted to point out some levels that you'll obtain certain things. Okay, so the first is going to be level 6, and level 6 is when you can first PvP. So at level 6 you can begin joining battlegrounds. The next is when you get crafting and trade skills, when you can learn those, and that's at level 10. You'll get a quest that'll ask you to go to a trade skill vendor. You'll go to him, you'll do a few small tasks, and you'll be able to pick your trade skills. The next big thing, the one I see asked the most, is people want to know, when do I get my house? You will get your house at level 14. You actually get a quest. It's a call that you get. It's not a quest that you have to go and look for. You're just given the call and you accept the quest. You do a few tasks, you get your house, and once you do get your house, you get along with it is a recall to your house. And down here in this little drop down menu box, you're going to see there's a recall house feature once you get your house. The next big thing is, when do you get your mount? You get your mount at level 15. This costs just over 10 gold, so it's good to know that, so that you can start saving for it as soon as possible. The next thing people like to know is, when do I get to do my first dungeon? And in WildStar there's actually two types of dungeons, I guess you could say. One is an adventure and one is a dungeon. And adventures are pretty similar to dungeons, but you actually unlock your first adventure at level 15, and it has bosses and loot just like a dungeon does. And you also get that through a quest that you don't have to go look for this quest. It's given to you. You receive a call, you accept it, you do some small tasks, and once you complete that, you can then join the adventure through the group finder feature. The next is level 20, and level 20 is when you actually get to do your first dungeon. And you actually open up 2 at level 20. You open up Storm Talon's lair, and you open up the ruins of what is it? Ruins of, I'll tell you here in a second. Dungeons. The Ruins of Kelvareth, that's what it's called. So you open up those 2 dungeons at level 20. Okay, so now that I've covered some of the important levels, another thing I want to cover just really quickly is some shortcuts for you guys. There are a few shortcuts here. First is your B. The B key opens up your action set builder. This is one that you're going to use a lot. This is where you're going to have your abilities, for all your different abilities for assault, support, and utility. You're also going to find your amps here, which is your it's kind of like a skill tree, and this is where you can see assault and support and the hybrids. So the B key is your action set builder for amps and abilities. This is also where you'll buy your abilities. WildStar does not have an ability vendor. Once you unlock, let's say I leveled up and I unlocked gamma rays, it would just give me the option to buy the ability right here next to it, and I could buy it and then use it. You also, and it's important to note that you have action sets, so you have more than one action set that you can use. So you can have action set 1, and you can set that up all for damage, and that goes across your abilities and your amps, and then you can switch to action set 2 and set up different abilities and amps, so under the B key. The next is your character key, which is the P key, and this just shows your character, your stats, your secondary stats such as crit, hit, things like that, set bonuses if you have it, titles that you have access to give your character, reputation, so you can know your reputation with the different factions, and of course your mounts tab, which will show you all your mounts that you have. I only have one currently. This is also where you'll do your mount customization, and you can add flare to the front and back of your mount. I don't have any of that unlocked currently, but you can customize your mount. Okay, the next is the group finder window, and that is accessed with the N key. This is where you'll do all your group finding stuff, such as rated battlegrounds, rated arenas, dungeons, adventures, war plots, practice grounds, and practice arenas. So all of those are under the N key. It's good to note that you can queue anywhere in the world, and once you are done and leave battlegrounds or an instance, it will put you right back where you joined the instance from. Okay, the next is the inventory, and there's a few things to note under your inventory. First is that it shows you your gold. The next, it shows you your renown, and then there's this wrench up here, and if you click on this little wrench icon, it shows you the different bags that you have equipped, which all consolidate down into this big bag, and then it gives you your renown currency, your elder gem currency, your prestige currency, and your crafting vouchers. Now for each currency, there's a different vendor. So for renown is obtained through doing group stuff like dungeons and or raids, and you can see, like, for example, the sky that I have at my house here, this was actually obtained through renown currency. Elder gem is obviously, that's elder game stuff you'll use to buy raid gear and things like that. Prestige is your PvP currency. This is what is used to buy PvP schematics for crafting as well as PvP gear. And then you have the crafting vouchers, which is used to buy some higher end schematics for crafting, as well as like crafting supplies and things of that nature. And that's in your inventory under I. Next is your Codex, which includes your quest log, so all your quests are found here. Your path information for when you create your character and you choose your path, this is where you'll find your path information, your current rank, your next rank. You can actually look in advance of the ranks to see what you obtain for ranks. You have your challenge log here, the challenges you've completed, as well as it's good to note that you can select on the rewards, and it'll show you any challenge that you might have completed but forgot to get the reward for, so you can claim those rewards. Those challenges that are on cooldown, and the show all, and then the ones that are ready. Then the next is your achievements tab, which shows all of your achievements that you've earned in game, obviously, and that is under the Codex under L. The next tab is your social tab, and that is the H key. You will find here your contacts, such as your friends, your neighbors. These are people who you can visit their houses or they can visit yours. You can add new neighbors by just simply adding a player. You have your guild under here, which shows your guild information. Mine currently isn't showing up even though I'm in a guild, but this is where you will find your guild information. And then your circles that you're a part of, such as just groups that are basically part of a circle, or which you can chat with in the chat log, and you can have like a world circle that looks for people to do world bosses and things of that nature. And that's social H key. And then the very last is the crafting one, which is K, and that opens up your trade skill window, which shows your schematics. It shows your tech tree, and each one of these tech trees when you start out are gray like this, and if you click on it, it'll tell you what you need to do in order to fulfill and complete this thing, which will then go green and have the check mark next to it. And then your talents for your trade skill, because trade skills have talent points that you can put in here that give you do things. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the shortcuts. You can link items in this game. For example, if you're talking in the chat, you can shift right click something, which will link it into the chat, and you can see it here. It comes up in the chat. And what else is there? It's also good to note that in the major cities, you don't have to run everywhere. There are teleporting systems within the city that you can look for that will teleport you to the different districts of the city. And switching mounts. You have a mount key here, which is your Z key, and it's under this little drop down thing. Whatever mount you have, when you hit this little thing, they will show up here, so you can quickly switch your mount from this little drop down box here, and just opening it up and then switching to the mount. Okay, and then the last thing I actually want to show you guys is by pressing the escape key, you can bring up this option menu here, and this is where you will switch your character or exit game. This is also where you'll find your settings like sound and video and things like that nature. You can also see your add-ons that you have here, such as BG plates as an add-on, and you can make settings for the add-ons. But what I wanted to show you is under the add-ons tab, this is where you'll see add-ons that you've installed, add-ons that are in the game, and if you can sort by author and folder and things of that nature. But like if I switch to author, these ones that don't say Carbine are add-ons that I've actually downloaded from Curse for this game, and the add-ons are really great. And you can do things like for the threat meter, you can double click it and you can set things like ignore the version and if it mismatches, and you can see additional options like this is where you'll set, you know, load on, you know, when playing this character, or otherwise on this realm, or otherwise on this account. You can change the loading settings when the add-on actually loads in. But the big thing here is that anytime that you have something go wrong with your UI system in this game, there you have two options. Like sometimes the screen right now, there's a bug where it goes completely white and you can't see anything, and what you can do is hit escape and go to that and hit reload add-on or reload UI, and it reloads the entire UI for you. So if you get a chat box that's stuck up on the screen or something that won't disappear from the screen, you can typically hit escape, come to add-ons, and then click reload UI, and it'll resolve that issue. Or you can simply type /reload UI, and it'll reload the UI for you. And that's a pretty big one. So that's pretty much it, and I appreciate you guys listening. And if you like the video, give us the thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks.